tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Tune in Saturdays at 6 a.m. for Legally Speaking with Kirsten Hildebrand. Hildebrand Law. Legal talk without the filler and straight to the point. Miss the show? Catch the Legally Speaking podcast on WTMJ.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 69 degrees here in Milwaukee today. Mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 74, and tonight mostly clear with a low of 62. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. President Trump canceled a pending attack against Tehran overnight. The president says parameters were reached in a deal to end the war. News Nation's Tom Dempsey has the latest details.
President Trump made this announcement overnight, saying that he has ordered the U.S. military to halt all strikes and attacks against Iran in hopes that a peace deal can be reached soon. He made this announcement in a post to Truth Social where he wrote, quote, "We have just been asked by Iran and other Middle Eastern countries to hold off any attack and that the perimeters of a deal have been agreed to. This would include the immediate, complete, and total opening of the Hormuz Strait and an end to Iran's nuclear threat."
The president says the pause in fighting is contingent upon Iran and the U.S. reaching a deal quickly. Hackers hitting water utilities in more U.S. states, raising concerns about infrastructure security. Details from ABC's Christian Corridor.
In addition to what the FBI describes as a cyber attack to more than 30 water systems across Minnesota, sources tell ABC News Georgia and Michigan are among the 7 states now reporting similar incidents. Some of the systems targeted reporting flooding and a loss of pressure, with the nation's top cybersecurity agency adding hackers were able to crack passwords to take control of the water supply, in some cases even shutting it down completely.
A source familiar with the matter says federal officials have briefed Minnesota officials of Iran's potential involvement in the attacks, and President Trump is blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Heavy rain has forced Milwaukee's sewer system to overflow into local rivers and Lake Michigan. Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District says several rain gouges recorded more than 3 inches of rain, overwhelming the district's treatment system. Officials say the South Shore treatment plant is operating at just half capacity because of construction, limiting how much water it can process. This is the district's second combined sewer overflow of the year after April's storms released nearly 2.7 billion gallons of untreated water. A teen is in the hospital after her ATV crash in the town of Ryan.
Columbia first responders and Elkhart Lake Fire Department respond to Little Elkhart Lake Road, cross streets of Badger Road and Garden Road. 13-year-old female subject who is conscious and breathing had a four-wheeler accident and flew over the handlebars.
That's audio courtesy of Broadcastify. Elkhart Lake police responded Thursday afternoon near Little Elkhart Lake Road. The ATV rolled over, throwing the 13-year-old girl from the vehicle and possibly rolling her over. She was taken by Flight for Life to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. Investigators say she was not wearing a helmet and speed was not a factor. A 64-year-old bicyclist is dead after a hit-and run near King Park.
Officers responded to a crash near 17th and Valete around 5:40 p.m. Friday. The bicyclist was hit by a car while crossing Valete Street and died at the scene. The driver fled the crash, and police are searching for an unknown suspect. Milwaukee police are still investigating. Jen Gregg, WTMJ News.
Beware of a new scam telling you to liquidate your savings for gold bars. Scammers warn victims that their bank account is hacked or their identity is stolen. By imitating a person from the BBB or the Federal Trade, the scammer convinces victims to buy gold and hand it to the couriers for protection. Wisconsin BBB Senator, Senior Director of Investigations, Lisa Schiller, tells Wisconsin Midday News.
There has been at least 2 arrests made on a national basis. So whether or not they're connected to our victims, we've had 3 in Wisconsin that have reported to the BBB within the last 4 weeks, totaling about $3 million, just under that, in combined total losses.
Scammers contact victims through phone calls or computer pop-ups. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outer Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:03.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, nope. No shortcuts, nope. It's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle, for a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
The other day I received a call from a customer who had these beautiful old tables that at one time were covered with glass tops. But one day a coffee mug dropped, and just like that, those beautiful tables went right into retirement. You know how it goes. Once a glass top of a set of tables breaks, they go into the basement or the garage and do a great job at collecting dust. The customer never knew who could help, but when she asked, I readily said, "Oh, we can replace that. In fact, there are a lot of things we can do with glass. We could even sandblast a beautiful custom design into your new glass tops." This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service, and glass and mirrors have been our business for over 35 years. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers completed a 4-player trade with the Cleveland Guardians. Milwaukee acquired catcher Bo Naylor and reliever Cody Hewer in exchange for outfielder Blake Perkins and reliever Craig Yoho. Brewers have won both games against the Angels so far in LA this weekend, winning yesterday's game 3-1. They take on the Angels one final time today with first pitch at 2:15. Taking a look at the roads of your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny and breezy with the high of 74. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 62. Monday, mostly sunny with the high of 77. Tuesday, mostly sunny and warmer with the high of 83. Wednesday and Thursday, chance of storms with a high of 79. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 80. Right now in Madison, it's 67. In Green Bay, 67. In Waukesha, 67. And in Milwaukee, 69 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Liddy Collins.
Rain, go away. Coming back another day. What a rain we had, Nazir.
Yeah.
I unfortunately can't get Jacob Montesano from TMJ4 this morning, but he did want everybody to know that rain. How much do you think we got?
A lot.
Yeah, give me a guess. You got a number?
I don't have a number, but
okay,
I know it rained 2 days straight.
Officially, 2.5 to 4 inches.
Oof.
But Jacob tells us that they had reports of up to 7 inches emailed into them from some people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. If you love planting, like
Yeah.
I do, this is wonderful for our lawns and everything else. And I think you said no rain again until Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I think it's till Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday. Yep.
Okay. All right. So we've got a couple of dry days
When
here.
the fair starts,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need dry weather for that. All right, Jaslyn Snell is our producer this morning, and I want to get your input because both of you this morning are just going crazy because of a trade that occurred.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what's going on with that.
Well, the Dodgers decided to make a huge trade for the greatest pitcher in the game right now.
Who is?
And yeah, so
No, wait, his name is? Scooble. I like that name, Scooble.
Yeah, Scooble.
Scooble
So
the
he's
pitcher.
so
Scooble the pitcher.
Scooble Dooble Doo.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, there you go. But he's probably the greatest pitcher in the game right now, numbers wise, and
Better than Otami?
Well, outside of the Dodgers, I should
Oh,
say,
okay.
I guess. But
Okay.
yeah, numbers wise, he's been putting up some of the best numbers this year, and they got him, and they pretty much gave up nothing, in my opinion. I don't think they really gave up much, but and with that being said, when they make it to the playoffs, their playoff rotation is going to be kind of unfair when it comes to the pitching. So whoever faces them,
Well, it's going to be real fair for them.
well, yeah, of course, they're trying to go back to back, so it's going to be really tough. And then the lockout next year, rumors of that, and now this kind of just puts the stamp on it almost.
The rich get richer.
Jazz, you had some insight into it too.
I just think it's the rich getting richer. Like, what's the point of competing when the Dodgers can just buy like the entire league? Like, this is
Well,
worse.
the
This is
Yankees
much
used to
worse
do
than
it.
like the Mets giving a record deal to Juan Soto, which I guess doesn't mean anything because the Mets still suck.
Yeah,
But you were hoping, Jazz, the Brewers would get Scooble.
A lot of people here, especially over teammates over at ESPN, really hoping we'd get Scooble, and we'll just keep going with what we got. And I mean, the Brewers usually do pretty good in the farm system, but I don't know if that's ever going to do anything against the Dodgers. So
I think
we'll
they were
see.
asking for too much from us. I think they wanted some of our prospects, and we weren't budging. So
Ah.
that's what I read, at least.
Okay, so that is the big sports news this morning.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Scooble goes to the Dodgers.
Yep.
Okay.
And hey, we made some moves the other day as well. So hopefully that works out for us in our favor.
Okay, well, we'll wait and see, and I'll let the sports guys delve into that because I've always said I know nothing about sports. I really don't. I'm sports is not my thing.
You're trying.
I look more at the personalities in sports.
That's all right.
But no, I don't know stats. Okay, well, I do know one thing. And I sat down on Friday. Once again, now remember, Nasir, I talked with Mordecai Lee
Right.
last week. We did a podcast, and everything changed. I mean, last week it looked like everything was going to be in a certain direction. Well, we found out with Mandela Barnes stepping down that it's now changed again.
Yep.
So I did invite Mordecai on, and we had another really interesting conversation. I was talking to Jazz because, Jazz, you're the producer for Point Taken with our teammates, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry, who are our expert political analysts here on the station. But even you said that Mordecai and I talked about things that have not been discussed on Point Taken.
Not yet.
Ah, okay. Well, you're going to hear portions of it, and then we're going to tell you how you can watch the entire podcast, and we'll make it easy for you because we'll give you the talk and text line keyword, and I'll tell you, it's amazing insight from UWM Professor Mordecai Lee. Also, we got Tim Gibbons here. He's going to talk about Northwestern Mutual's EEOC problems, and boy, they got a lot of them coming now. Our consumer expert is here with an elaborate scam that takes advantage of workers, and that's another interesting story you want to hear. And speaking of interesting stories, WTMJ investigative reporter Tori Lowe has a disturbing story about a teenage girl who had an experience with a Lyft driver, and well, I'll let you wait and hear that one. Debbie Lazaga, she had a better experience. She got to meet the Clydesdales that are going to be at the State Fair, and she's got some insight into that. We got Adam Roberts. He says Mahjong is the next big thing. And Sandy Max is here, and she says the place to be, in addition to the Midstage and the Bank 5-9 amphitheater, you will want to see a lot of those acts playing around the state fair. She's going to tell you about some of those side stage acts and how much fun they are. We'll take a look back at the week in review. Nice ears here in the newsroom. We've got Jazz pushing those buttons. And in just 2 minutes, it's Eric Bilstead. He's sharing a story about a man trapped in a truck in a raging flood. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News, 8:13.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
It is 8:15. Well, yesterday we had reports of water, rain, 2.5 to 4 inches total, depending on where you are. But today it is going to be sunny. It's going to be breezy, and we're going to get up to about 74 degrees. Tomorrow, clear. Tonight clear and 62. Tomorrow, another sunny, beautiful day with a high of 77 degrees, 67 right now at WTMJ. And it's time to recognize another everyday hero. Here's Eric Bilstead.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Cape Girardeau, Missouri was hit with catastrophic flooding earlier this summer. More than 3 inches came down in 1 hour, causing dangerous flash flooding. Food truck owner Miguel Morales was busy working the truck when he saw a man stuck in his vehicle trapped in the rising floodwaters. The truck nearly submerged when Morales was able to swim out to him and pull him out.
And I'm running and take out him for the water and save his life. Yeah, and I take out for the water. He almost died.
Morales speaking to Heartland News, KFVS Channel 12. The fire chief says he was a hero that day.
I understand Miguel, took great personal risk to himself to get the individual out of the vehicle.
So in honor of Morales and to thank him, the fire chief and the community came out to give his food truck some business.
Having eaten here before, we know the food is fantastic, so thought it was a great opportunity to come out and support.
Many people were on hand, including the brother of the man Morales saved.
I'm very thankful, grateful that he jumped in action and did everything he could to save him.
Kevin Edwards told Heartland News he'll forever be grateful for Morales.
You can't thank somebody enough for saving your loved one.
Thank you, Miguel Morales. You are an everyday hero. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Eric finds some really interesting stories. I love his everyday hero outlook every week here on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins at 8:18. And coming up next, we're going to hear from Tim Gibbons of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Story came out this week about Northwestern Mutual and a lawsuit that they had been facing through the EEOC, and what the decision is and what that means the company is going to have to do. It is fascinating. We'll tell you about it in depth coming up next on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We're proud to call downtown Milwaukee our home for over a century. I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. As one of downtown's largest employers, Baird has a deep dedication to the community here. You could say we're invested in downtown's success.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Milwaukee Weight Loss says back to school means back to you. Schedule now and enroll by August 31st to save $200 on the complete weight loss program. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today. Schedule your free consultation. Hurry up. Offer ends August 31st. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
When you're at the State Fair, be sure to check out the Big 5-9 main stage, featuring amazing acts like Nelly, For King and Country, Winona Judd, Melissa Etheridge, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Big 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Big 5-9 at the Wisconsin State Fair between August 6th and August 16th. Member FDIC.
It's time to check in with Tim Gibbons, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. And wow, Tim, this is quite a blow to Northwestern Mutual. Tell us about this EEOC case. And apparently, they lost.
They did. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the next step of this. So we might have talked about this when it first came up, but basically an employee last year sued Northwestern Mutual, a white male employee who was passed over for a promotion. And a whole long court case, the company says that he was not qualified for the promotion. It was a whole thing. But as part of that case, the EEOC basically told Northwestern Mutual that it was investigating its entire DEI system. And they requested that a 20-part list of stuff they wanted from the company, documents and interviews with executives and a whole bunch of stuff. The company handed over everything for the one employee, but basically said, look, everything else is not part of this complaint. It's just you basically doing a fishing expedition. My words, not theirs. And we don't think we should have to hand it over. EEOC sues, and this week the news was Northwestern Mutual lost that case. So they have to turn over a whole bunch of documents, and the expectation is EEOC, with that amount of paperwork, they're going to find something that they will then go after the company for.
So where does that leave them?
So it's interesting because EEOC complaints basically are a private matter, so it's not going to go through the court system. So it's going to be fairly opaque from this point on when this federal agency carries out its investigation. If you look nationally at these sort of things, clearly we are in a different place from a federal government standpoint when it comes to these type of programs. We had the Northwestern Mutual CEO as the guest at an event we had earlier this year, and he'd pretty outspoken about the need for diversity in the workforce. When you think about how big the Northwestern Mutual workforce is, I mean, just here locally, they're the seventh largest employer in the area, but they have employees across the country, and they reach out to different communities and different groups of people, and they feel that they need to have a diverse workforce to make that work as a business. So it's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, but could this potentially open Northwestern up to future lawsuits from other employees?
Yeah, that's the thing that will be interesting to watch, because once this process begins playing out, it expands beyond just this one worker. That's exactly the type of thing that could come into play.
Let's move over to Fiserv. They've got an activist investor who's also kind of rattling their cage as well.
Yeah, so, obviously Fiserv has been going through some challenging times, and they now have this activist investor who really wants to shake things up there. They are asking the company to implement changes to its board. They wanted to conduct a comprehensive strategic review. All of this comes obviously in the wake of some big management changes there. We've talked about it a little bit on your show. The former CEO who stepped down to become head of the Social Security Administration had painted a very rosy picture. New CEO comes in, reveals that was an overly rosy picture. The stock price plummets. And since then, they've had quite a bit of turnover, including Mike Lyons, the CEO, who had found the issue with the projections. He just left a few weeks ago. So if you're an activist investor, there's a lot to be an activist about when it comes to Fiserv.
We are talking with Tim Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, and it is Data Center Sunday. And you've got
Data Center Sunday.
You got a bunch of data center stories here.
I did, and in this case, I'm actually not going to go too deep in the weeds because the interesting thing to me is taking three different stories that we reported this week and kind of looking at them as a totality. So a bunch of manufacturing companies came out with their earnings, Modine, Johnson Control, Generac, WE Energy, and others. And a through line on all of these quarterly reports is, holy crap, they're making a lot of money from the data center boom. Just to toss out some numbers, Johnson Controls had a record $21 billion in orders for the quarter. Wow. Generac, in the past 90 days, they got about $1 billion in orders from hyperscale data centers.
Unbelievable.
It really is crazy. So what we talk about these $15 billion data center project or huge amounts of money sloshing around in that sector. And from a local standpoint, that really is to the benefit of these companies who are having to pivot and having to be nimble and really have to think about how they're going to approach these. So, Modine, for example, talks about tripling its production capacity, which has an impact on things like its plant in Franklin. I think when we talk about data centers, and we're not going to get into the entire environmental or other arguments that people make about data centers, but just looking at it from a local industry standpoint, the data centers themselves might not be huge employers, but the downstream employment that they're creating for these local companies is really a huge impact.
We keep hearing about these hearings during the New Berlin City Council meetings. Looks like they had another one this week, huh?
They did, but the long hearings where, again, and I always try to say this, that it's a good thing when people show up and let their elected officials know what they think about things. I've sat through many of those meetings, not always the most fun, but it is important. But feels like in Rockwell's case in New Berlin, the common time is over and that project is moving ahead. So the city's common council heard about 45 minutes of residents who were not terribly happy about Rockwell's mega plant that they're planning for that community. The common council listened to the complaints and then unanimously voted in favor of the measures that would allow the $200 million project to proceed.
It sounds like the next city council election is going to be an interesting one. All right, let's finally close with some good news out of Germantown. And everybody loves Culver's.
They do, and this is a fun little story. So Germantown is getting its first Culver's, which is, neat if you like cheese curds and you live in Germantown. But the thing that also grabbed our attention is this is not going to look like your typical Culver's. Germantown has basically a Germanic theme corridor, which runs through part of the town, and they require any business at all going in there to have a certain look or feel to it, even if you're a big national franchise sort of all your stores look the same sort of place. So that new Culver's coming to Mequon Road in Germantown is going to have these Germanic touches, a mansard roof and more wood and things that make it look like, I don't know, what you'd find in a little German village if they served cheese curds in little German villages.
Wouldn't you like to see what an Olive Garden would look like if I moved into that corridor?
I think the infusion of an Italian place with German touches, it might make me just stop there just to be like, what even are they serving?
Tim Gibbons, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. It is always a pleasure to have you here.
You as well.
It is going to be a sunny day. The rain has gone away, at least for now. Temperature 67 degrees, but watch out. If you are thinking of going near Lake Michigan, there is a beach hazard out there with, they say, life-threatening waves of 4 to 8 feet and dangerous currents. So if you're anywhere along Lake Michigan, just stay out of the water. It's 8:27 on WTMJ.
John Mercure here for Connect Chiropractic. Life today can keep us stuck in stress mode. Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension, feeling worn down. At Connect Chiropractic, the focus isn't just masking symptoms, it's finding the root cause, helping your nervous system function the way it was designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. If you deal with headaches, sleep struggles, or neck and back pain from long days at a desk, take a closer look. Start with a first visit at Connect Chiropractic. It includes advanced scans, digital x-rays, helping uncover what's really going on. Connect Chiropractic.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Well, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to hear from Sandy Max about all those side acts at State Fair. And I drove past it this morning, Nazir, and you could see the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, it's
and
exciting.
all the rides are out there. I mean, they are getting ready to go. You could almost smell the delicious cream puffs and the cotton candy and the caramel corn. I can't wait.
Fun. It's going to be fun. It's a good time of the year.
I love it. All right. Well, you've got some news for us this morning, and sort of a bizarre story of somebody who found 3 bodies in a home?
Yeah, it was up in Winnebago County. So 3 people were found dead inside a home in the village of Winneconne Friday evening. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to a welfare check on Division Street and found the 3 people dead inside the home. Now, the investigators say the deaths appear to be an isolated incident and there is no threat to the public in Winnebago County. So the investigation remains ongoing with no further information. 2 people were injured in an early morning shooting. It happened near 14th and Greenfield in Milwaukee, and police say it happened before 3 a.m. this morning. Both were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and investigators are searching for the suspect. Heavy rain has forced Milwaukee's sewer system to overflow into local rivers and Lake Michigan. Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District says several rain gouges recorded more than 3 inches of rainfall, overwhelming the district's treatment system. Officials say the South Shore treatment plant is operating at just half capacity because of construction, limiting how much water it can process. This is the district's second combined sewer overflow of the year after April's storms released nearly 2.7 billion gallons of untreated water. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 73. Monday, mostly sunny and beautiful with a high of 77. Tuesday, mostly sunny and warmer with a high of 82. Wednesday and Thursday, chance of storms. And Friday, we're back to normal with some regular warm weather and a high of 80. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 69 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:32.
Nazir, you mentioned all that rain, and I know the official told us are between 2.5 to 4 inches, but I stupidly left just a little bucket outside on Friday.
Okay. You're checking
And
it out.
I looked at it I looked at it last night after the rain had stopped. There was, I think it was close to 4 inches because that bucket was full. Yeah, we had a lot of rain. But the nice thing about it is it wasn't like in 2 hours that we had 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
It was over, about 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's really good for the plants. Because you know
How's
what
your
I
garden
do? You know
doing?
what I do in my spare time? You know what I've been doing?
What are you doing?
I have a friend, Nancy. She might be listening this morning. And she is clearing out a huge area of her property. All the hostas, all the daylilies, all the irises.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been digging them out. My husband and her husband have been digging it out. I haven't done that much. But when it gets back to the house, I have been planting them. And over the last 2 weeks, I think we're well over 100 plants that we've replanted.
Wow.
This is so good for them.
That's impressive.
Oh, boy, are my hands tired, I'll tell you. Look at these nails. But, yeah, they're full of dirt. You know, you got Bakure and Vince talking about their lawnmowers. No, not the lawn.
Yeah.
The lawn's easy.
Right.
It's all that other stuff
that
takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing in my spare time.
How's your garden doing? It's good.
I looked at it this morning. Well, it's not just the garden; it's all over. Because when we moved into this house, there was nothing there.
Yeah,
there were trees.
Okay,
nothing else. So we are just filling that property up with everything. And this morning, they were happy plants.
So you're happy it rained?
Yeah, it was a happy rain, and the plants are happy.
Yeah,
and the birds and the butterflies are all coming around, and everybody's happy today.
That's good.
Okay, all right.
That's great.
2.5 to 4 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain.
That's a lot of rain.
Coming up in just a couple minutes, we've got the Weekend Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days.
Oh, I like that music. It has been quite a week. A tornado swept through the Fox Valley. The governor race thinned, and Packers training camp began. There's a lot more. It's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for eastern Fond du Lac County.
Oh my God, we're in a tornado!
Swept through Appleton, the city of Menasha, and the village of Fox Crossing in Winnebago County.
We're unsure of how bad the damage is because many roads in those same areas are impassable.
This will go down as one of the worst tornadoes in Wisconsin history.
The power is out everywhere. We've worked collaboratively to have shelters that are up and running to provide meals and water.
We've got a big debate tomorrow night, gentlemen.
Why should Democratic primary voters choose candidate A, B, C, D, or E?
The governor cannot defund police.
I've been the candidate that has turned progressive ideas into law.
I'm not here to protect the establishment. I'm here to deliver real results for Wisconsinites.
They seemed like they were very respectful of each other.
I think respectful, not nice necessarily. I think they were...
Wow, they seemed like they liked each other.
Former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes drops out of the gubernatorial race.
So sources have been telling me for a couple of days that there is a really nasty story or two that were about to drop for him.
I wasn't seeing a path for Barnes. It's clear who the party's nominee is going to be.
We are going further into the future of Lincoln Avenue School.
My biggest concern was, where are we going to go in September?
Quite honestly, our buildings in Milwaukee Public Schools are liabilities. The average age of our building is 85 years.
If you want to survive in a building, be in a building that has functioning sprinklers.
Dr. Rand Paul questioning Dr. Anthony Fauci about the origins of the coronavirus.
Can you explain to the committee why you chose to fund this dangerous research in China?
Here I am sitting in front of you 6 years later saying, who the do you think you were for doing that?
I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
One of the quotes from Dr. Fauci back in 2020 was, if we do this right, all of this will look like an overreaction.
Yeah. This Meijer grocery store, a lot of chaos unfolding. This, Michelle, happening at a very busy time for grocery shopping.
He's running throughout the store with a knife.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Based on the suspect's actions and immediate threat he posed, one officer discharged their firearm to stop the threat of the armed suspect.
Mizorowski, Jacob Mizorowski, a dozen strikeouts for Jacob Mizorowski.
Here's the secret to throwing 103 miles an hour.
Staying in my legs, I think that's the biggest thing to it, so.
Swing and a miss, he strikes out, and that's the first career strikeout from Andrew Vaughn.
It's always fun when a position player gets to take the mound. That is when you know that, yep, it's over, we're not going to come back.
The home run derby, come on!
Training Camp Week. Thousands of shareholders gathering at Lambeau Field for the annual shareholders meeting.
They're stockholders, Bob. Who's helping them out?
Lambeau Field, that's our office.
Here we are again with a kicking story that is developed.
At the kicker, there's no real competition. Now you got two guys that have never kicked in an NFL regular season game.
Where are you coming from?
The golf course.
Remember last week, former Dallas Cowboys quarterback and Burlington, Wisconsin native Tony Romo was arrested.
Any head injuries?
Over the years, yes, but not recently.
So obviously it's on a farm,
It is.
you have a chicken coop involved, but why the name The Free Range Art Show?
Because the intention was to show in the coop. We added the granary later. You know, you got the scoop in the coop. We're keeping the loop with the coop, kind of.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Big whiffer!
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
And that is the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Text the word week to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620, and you can hear it all again. It's 8:40 on WTMJ. I'm Libby Collins. Coming up next, we're going to tell you about a story that is affecting people who are filing for workers' compensation. It's a very disturbing one. It's right after this on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-500-8585. That's 800-500-8585. 800-500-8585.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. My motorized retractable awning is already saving me from that hot summer sun. I love that I can enjoy my patio year-round thanks to Comfort Awnings. I just retract it when I want the sun and extend it when I need the shade. Comfort Awnings even come equipped with sensors that detect rain and strong winds. This year, reclaim your outdoor space for your friends and family to enjoy every season Wisconsin has to offer. Right now, get $250 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn learn more.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Deb Cruz, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee. Adam member new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
A well-maintained car delivers better gas mileage and saves you money.
When a person is injured at work, they do have certain rights under the law. But believe it or not, there are actually people out there trying to scam injured workers. And joining us is Michelle Reinen, our consumer expert from DATCAP. Michelle, tell us what you're hearing.
Yeah, we've partnered with our sister agency, the Department of Workforce Development at Wisconsin, because they have alerted the public about this multi-state fraud scheme that is targeting injured workers, in which these fraudsters are trying to trick people into participating in fake workers' compensation hearings. And this leads these injured workers to believe that they're going to be awarded money, but they're now responsible for paying fees to finalize their case.
Are there any particular groups of people who are being targeted in this scam?
Yeah, unfortunately, they are. The scam is primarily targeting Spanish-speaking workers, but anyone can really be targeted for this, and it's claiming to come from fake agencies with names like the Workers' Compensation Board. And usually this information arrives as an email from domains like @workcompcourt.org. And consumers are told to attend an online hearing using a video call platform. But this fake hearing involves a judge, a bailiff, an attorney trying to make it look very convincing.
If you're an injured worker, as we said before, you have rights. And what is the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development telling workers to do?
Well, it's reminding them that any legitimate Wisconsin, that all phone numbers from their department will have Wisconsin area codes. So if someone's received this suspicious message about workers' compensation hearing, they should contact a real Department of Workforce Development workers' compensation specialist. And you can do that by calling 608-266-1340 or visiting their website at dwd.wisconsin.gov.
It's 8:45 and 67 degrees. That rain has gone away. We had 2.5 to 4 inches, depending on where you were, which was a lot of rain. But it's going to be sunny today. We are going to be in the 70s. I mean, just perfect. A little bit of breeze. Clear tonight, 62. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny with a high of 77. Tuesday, sunny and warmer. We get back into the low 80s. And then Wednesday, another chance of storms, 79 for a high. Thursday, another chance of storms, high of 78. Oh, no, that's the day State Fair opens. But you know the good thing about State Fair, it's a lot of places to go inside if it starts to rain. Friday, partly cloudy and a high of 80. We have 67 degrees at 8:46 on WTMJ. Coming up, we've got Sandy Max. And boy, she is so excited about State Fair. We're going to talk about all those side stage acts. It's coming up on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Hey, John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Quite simply the best in the business. You got a shoulder that's not feeling great. Maybe it's an ankle or a knee. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin and their top-tier doctors can get you feeling how you deserve to feel. My wife, Michelle, had a back issue. OHOW put her in a great place. She's on the mend. She's feeling better. She's doing all the things that she wants to do. Start at the website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Start your journey to feeling better with the best. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
This summer, Tyson's is giving one lucky winner the ride of a lifetime. A 2026 Harley-Davidson Street Glide Liberty Edition or $30,000 cash. You pick. Entering is free. Visit your local Tyson's and scan the sweepstakes QR code. One entry per day. And you can come back every day for another chance to win. Sweepstakes run July 4th through September 7th. We'll see you there. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18 and older. Void where prohibited. See official rules at Tysons.com.
That makes me think baseball. I want to get out there. I want to see those Brewers. Well, guess what? You can come and see them as a WTMJ fan. We are going to have a private tailgate at the Brewers game on Saturday, August 29th. And do you know what day that is, Jazz?
I think I heard it's someone's anniversary.
It is my and my husband's wedding anniversary.
Ooh.
And I said to him when I heard, when they announced and told us that is going to be WTMJ Day at AmFam, I said to my husband, now, honey, would you rather take me out to a really nice dinner like we usually do, or you want to go to a baseball game? And guess what he said?
Baseball game.
You betcha. He wants to go see the Brewers, and that's where we are going to be spending our wedding anniversary on Saturday, August 29th. It is going to be so much fun. All of the WTMJ hosts are going to be there. The producers are going to be there. Jazz, you're going to be there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be there with Steve, Kristen, Jeff Sherman. Probably going to bring my girlfriend along. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a beer,
well, you were making
all sorts of food.
You were making brats last year.
I think Ashton was mainly making the brats. I was just looking pretty.
You were happy. You were helping. And I'll tell you, we got so much fun last year. If you have not been to one of these private tailgates, I mean, we have a big tent. Everybody's out there, and you can enjoy, as Jazz just said, food, drinks. We hang out with you. Plus, best of all, you're going to get tickets to the Brewers game as they take on the Rangers at AmFam Field. Now, right now, you're probably asking yourself, how do I do that? Well, it's real easy. You just go to WTMJday.com. WTMJday.com. Now, those tickets are going fast, so you want to do that now. You want to sign up. Come and spend my wedding anniversary with me. And we are going to see you at the ballpark for WTMJ Day. It is Saturday, August 29th, and it's all sponsored by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's with catering, courtesy of Left's Lucky Town. It is going to be such a fun day. Again, go to WTMJday.com and get your tickets. And you want to say one more thing,
that food is free, so if you don't want to pay those big ballpark prices for the game, fill yourself up. Fill yourself up right there, and you're just going to enjoy the game and everything else. Smooth sailing.
And it is WTMJ Day at AmFam. It's 8:49 on WTMJ.
So I was talking with another real estate agent who has been in the business even longer than I have, with a couple of other big-name companies. He was talking about how it's tough to compete with us because we have good agents and we charge less commission. And he even said that he lost a few listings to us, and it always bothered him because he realized that he was doing everything that we were doing, but he was charging more. We do charge less, and we do everything that a full-service agency does, because we are full-service real estate agents. The only difference is we give you our very best commission rate up front. You do pay for what you get. And with Century 21 Benefit Realty for 1.9% on the listing side of your home, with a cap of $19,000 commission on any size home, you can get full-service experienced agents, MLS marketing, professional photos, even virtual walkthroughs, and everything you get from any other big-name agent, all under the umbrella of the Century 21 brand, independently owned and operated.
Are you a fan of the Brewers and WTMJ? Yes! Do you want to have a cold one with your favorite hosts on a Saturday night at the ballpark?
Yes, sir.
Join us for our WTMJ Day tailgate on Saturday, August 29th for a game against the Rangers, presented by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's. Enjoy food and drinks from Left's Lucky Town and a ticket to the game afterwards to snag a Jackson Churio Bowl giveaway. Register today at WTMJ.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Here she is. It's Sandy Max with Sunday What's on Tap. This is such a great week, Sandy, because it is the beginning of State Fair on Thursday.
Can you believe it's here already?
That almost means it's almost the end of summer, but
it's just the start of August.
I just, I can already taste the cream puffs. I can smell the cotton candy, and I can hear some of that music, because I don't think there is any place where you can hear more local entertainment, all in the same place, different genres, all going on at the same time. And once you're in the door, it's already free. You don't have to pay extra. So you've got a lineup of what is going to be appearing and who's going to be appearing at a lot of the side stages.
It's been a lot of fun combing through the program. And because, we love Summerfest. It's, 11 stages of free music, but if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different stages that are usually sponsored by a bar. So pull up a chair, stand and lean, have a beverage, and watch some of the most energetic, fun, mellow, country, rock, cover songs, like whatever you want to find, you can find it at the Wisconsin State Fair.
What about some of those ones that are off to the side and that have those local bands as early as, like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning?
Absolutely. I've learned a fact that I need to research. Bobby Way and the Way Outs. He's going to be performing, that band is going to be performing at 11:30 in the morning at the Tropics every single day of the State Fair. But the historical fact, he has performed every day at the fair since 1992.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm going to look into that history because this is the 175th year of the Wisconsin State Fair. And when you walk around the fair this year, you're going to see little QR codes. The fair is leaning all the way in with historical trivia. So we will learn a lot about the fair. But that's one of the entertainment facts. And then another local band, Joe Ray, has a lot of loyal fans. I say local band. He's actually a one-man band, playing all sorts of genres, and he'll have an acoustic guitar and like a beat machine, but he has a lot of loyal fans. WTMJ's Jessica Ty is a big fan. He'll be playing at the Camp Bar all fair long. And then you got your party bands. Almighty Vinyl, Bella Kane on the first Friday at the Bud Pavilion. 5-Card Studs will be playing at the Saz's Pavilion. The Glam Band comes in from Green Bay for a Bud Pavilion show. And our friends, the Whiskey Bells, are going to be performing at the Saz's High Life Pavilion on that first Friday. But I'm going to tell you right now, Libby, British Invasion on Monday.
Yay! This is what I want to hear about.
The lineup, if you plan it right, go at noon on the first Monday of the fair. You can see the Taxmen.
I finally saw them last week, by the way. They are unbelievable. They are so much fun.
And they are leaning all the way into their Beatles tribute. They'll be on the Saz's stage on Monday, and they will be performing again on the 13th at the Bud Pavilion, and then again on the closing day at the Worst Bar. So, but on Monday, you start with the Taxmen at noon. You see the Britons at 2:15 at Lefts.
You know I love them.
Yes, and then you stick around for Herman's Hermits starring Peter Noon on the Amphitheater. That is the way to kick off the week at the Wisconsin State Fair on that Monday. So you go from British sounds to Polish sounds. One of my favorite traditions, you know, the Cracovia, it's the big Polish food tent. It's the one that has the spiral cut fries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That and a tall can of cold beer, that while listening to polka music, that is my speed. And Vern and the Originals play every afternoon at Cracovia starting at 4. They take requests. They encourage dancing. Also, if you love polka, the Steve Meisner Legacy Band is performing August 10th at 11 at the Bud Pavilion. So truly, you're talking about bands of all styles. You will find local bands like Boo the Band, who used to be the house band at Miller Park. That's dating it when it was called Miller Park. But fun local guys. They're performing on August 8th at the Lefts Free Stage, and then the closing day at the Bud Pavilion. The Eddie Butts Band will be there on closing day. If you love upbeat music, Something to Do is a ska band that's been around for about 10 years now. They're performing the first Saturday afternoon at Major Goolsby's. And if you like that sound of a good horn section, Cold Sweat and the Brew City Horns are performing the first weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at Pistol Pete's and Saz's. And then they've got a few more shows during the fair. And then you love a cover band?
I do.
Okay. I went through the entire list. These are the bands that have tribute bands to them. Foo Fighters. There's a band called Petty Cash from Chicago, and they, yes, cover Tom Petty and Johnny Cash songs. But you're also going to find tribute bands to Journey, the Rolling Stones. We already talked about the Beatles and the Taxmen. Iron Maiden, Metallica, Dokken, the Bee Gees, The Who, Jimmy Buffett, Olivia Newton-John, and Judas Priest.
Wow, that pretty much covers it, doesn't it?
Can you imagine? But that is just one of the wonderful things is you are strolling around with your lemonade or walking to the big slide. You can walk by and hear a band, catch a couple of songs, or maybe discover a new favorite band. And if you just like funny band names, Driving Miss Crazy, Naughty Monkey, Trophy Husbands, Screamin' Cucumbers, Bony Fingers, One Car Pileup MKE, because there are one-car pileups in other cities? I'm not quite sure, but it's a funny name. Red Rabbit, 2 Feet Tall, Mississippi Leghounds, Wapatui, Lunch Money Bullies, and Model Citizens.
Well, it sounds like there's something for everybody. And again, these are all the free entertainment, all the side stages throughout those 10 days of the Wisconsin State Fair.
And I have another tip. So you know, I have my British Invasion Monday, your perfect lineup to wrap up the fair. Saz's Miller High Life Pavilion. Hang out there because you start the day at 11 with the Whiskey Bells. wonderful trio of Harmony Gals and multiple Whammy Awards. Whiskey Bells then at 4. Eric Diamond and the Solitary Men, featuring Claire Thunder Sardina.
She's coming out twice.
I would say this will be her second performance. She'll headline that Bank 5-9 Amphitheater on the first Sunday, and then the last Sunday she will be performing. And think about this. The Wisconsin State Fair was a decades-long tradition for Lightning and Thunder. They regularly performed their Neil Diamond tribute or interpretation. Remember, there are Neil Diamond interpreters and her Patsy Cline interpretation. Lightning and Thunder even got married at the Wisconsin State Fair in the summer of 1994. Honestly, so it was during a set break at the Wisconsin State Fair. There's going to be a memorial bench to Lightning and Thunder, so this is her time to shine. So you can see Claire Thunder Sardina, 4 o'clock on that last Sunday at Saz's, and then wrap it all up singing along with Pat McCurdy at the Amphitheater.
Sounds like a plan. Claire Sardina is having her best year ever, I think.
Song Sung Blue, when Kate Hudson portrays you and your true life story, which is truly stranger than fiction. What a journey Claire Sardina has been, and she's unstoppable, still performing.
And has such a connection to the Wisconsin State Fair. Sandy, you're going to be out there live broadcasting on Thursday.
Kicking it off.
And what time are you out there?
6 o'clock in the Fishbowl Aquarium studio that I enjoy so much because it's fun.
I love that studio.
To visit with people, smile and wave, and sometimes even bring fans in as a guest.
Well, stop by and see us at the Wisconsin State Fair all 10 days of that run. Sandy Max, great to have you here.
See you at the Britons.
It's 8:59. We have 68 degrees at WTMJ. After Nazir Spencer and the news, we are going to share some of our podcast that we did with Mordecai Lee this past Friday. Now, yes, we did one last week, but we did another one this week after Mandela Barnes stepped out of the race. We're going to talk about that and so much more. We're going to give you a preview of that entire podcast. It's all coming up next on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Trying to keep up with the 21st century can really get you down.
When you need a break, come to Kessler's.
We'll turn your day around.
We have good air conditioning.
And we love making new friends.
The coffee's better than average.
Because we want you to come back again.
We want to be your jeweler.
My father told you for 29 years that he wanted to be your jeweler.
He put that desire in everyone he hired.
And then he gave us the company.
He transformed our lives and gave us the most fun job on earth.
It's easy to sell jewelry when you sell it for less than it's worth.
Come and take a look at our engagement rings.
And of course, we have thousands of other things.
When you're having an overcast day, come to Kessler's.
We're going to turn your day around.
Free jewelry cleaning done by world-class professionals.
While you drink your good coffee in a room full of diamonds and gold.
Makes you feel better, no matter what you've been told.
One thing you definitely want to see before you're done
is our exclusive Kessler 81.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
I'm Vince Vetrano, joined today by Dr. Corey Casper from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
What's good for an airman is going to be, I think, good for the folks in Wisconsin as well. You don't have to be an athlete to come seek care from a sports medicine physician. It can just be getting back to moving and doing the things that you love to do, whether it be your job or gardening or playing pickleball or going for runs. My goal is just to get you back moving comfortably.
Get started online now at orthowisconsin.com.
Catch a battle between two of the National League's best when the Brewers take on the Braves Friday, August 21st and Saturday the 22nd. It's a weekend of great matchups and great events as the Brewers celebrate Black Culture Fest at the opener Friday the 21st, featuring live art, live music performances, and a maker's market. Then it's Hank Aaron replica jersey giveaway day on the 22nd, courtesy of UW Credit Union. Don't miss it. Get your tickets today at brewers.com.
Next stop, the City of Angels, where the crew is looking to raise a little hell.
Abner always capable of rolling up a double play. The pitch, ground ball, second base. Terang, Fields, flips to Pratt for one. On to first in time. Ask and ye shall receive.
The Brewers head to L.A. to take on the Angels. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 1:40. Don't miss a pitch on the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 9 o'clock, it's 70 degrees here in Milwaukee. Today, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 74, and tonight, a low of 62. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. President Trump overnight cancels the latest round of planned strikes against Iran, citing the perimeters of a possible new deal with Tehran. ABC's Matt Rivers.
U.S. embassies across the Middle East issuing urgent warnings to American citizens, urging them to exercise extreme caution, saying they should consider departing or be prepared to depart should there be escalation, with airspace closures a real possibility. In turn, Iran also lashing out, accusing the U.S. of fanning the flames of a regional war and threatening to attack critical infrastructure in the region if the U.S. carries through with its threats.
This coming following days of trading threats and increased tension in the region. 3 people are dead and at least 7 others were injured in a shooting at an In-N-Out Burger restaurant in Idaho Saturday. News Nation's Mill Hayes.
The shooting happened outside an In-N-Out Burger a little before 2:30 in the afternoon. The white male suspect carrying an AR-style rifle and firing off multiple rounds in the parking lot. People were seen running for their lives in the busy shopping area that includes restaurants and a mall. Police say that hundreds of people were there and they are working to interview as many witnesses as possible.
The suspect is also dead. Last night, officials were working to identify him. Milwaukee's former city attorney is found guilty of misconduct. Tierman Spencer was accused of directing his staff to help him and a property owner avoid paying thousands of dollars in fees, repairs, and permits on a property he used to store cars. A jury found Spencer guilty of misconduct in public office, but not guilty of misdemeanor obstruction. He could face up to 4 years in prison when he's sentenced in September. Spencer is also charged with money laundering and receiving stolen property in a separate case. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:04.
Set sail with the cruise line perfect for explorers. Fox World Travel invites you to discover the world with Holland America Line. From the majestic glaciers of Alaska to the historic ports of Europe, experience premium mid-sized ships, world-class dining, and captivating live music. Whether you are planning for late this year or ahead into 2027, your perfect voyage is waiting. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book today.
You know that frustrating injury that just will not heal? Vince Vitrano for MD Hyperbaric. Your back, your ankle, your foot, your knee. Recovery after surgery. Doctor said give it time. Let it rest. But it's not getting better. MD Hyperbaric supports your body's natural healing process. I've done it myself. Treatments that reduce inflammation, speed recovery, and get you back to living life. No pills, no injections. Discover the healing power of oxygen under pressure. MDHyperbaric.com.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers completed a 4-player trade with the Cleveland Guardians. Milwaukee acquired catcher Bo Naylor and reliever Cody Hewer in exchange for outfielder Blake Perkins and reliever Craig Yoho. Brewers have won both the games against the Angels so far in LA this weekend, winning yesterday's game 3-1. They take on the Angels one final time today with first pitch at 2:15. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by the Delafield Brewhouse in the heart of Lake Country. Throwing a party? The Delafield Brewhouse has several room options featuring 5-star service. Call their catering team today. The Delafield Brewhouse in the heart of Lake Country.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 74. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 62. And tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 77 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee at 70 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. And now it's time for New at 9.
Last week, I said the Democratic primary for governor is messy. Now it appears to be in shambles. Now, in a nutshell, Sarah Rodriguez was in, then she was out. David Crowley was in, then he was out, now he's back in. Mandela Barnes was in, but now he's out, and voters are asking a lot of questions. And the two most traditional candidates, Joel Brennan and Kelda Royce, are barely making a blip with voters, while Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong is surging ahead in the polls. Holy Zoran Mandami, Batman! What is happening to Democrats in Wisconsin? I do not have a bat signal, but I did send out for Professor Mordecai Lee from UWN's Political Science Department. Can you believe this?
Libby, last week when we talked about the developments, I think I said that it was unprecedented in my experience in Wisconsin politics. Now we've had a week that's even more unprecedented. I mean, this is unbelievable. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. After all, it's a good thing for people to realize that democracy is very dynamic and that things can change, and that the choices that people make even before they vote can influence developments. And so I think in the long run, we'll look back on the last 2 weeks as being wild crazy, but that then things settled down for the last 9 days before the election, and it was a nice, clear-cut election.
Maybe. Let's go back just a couple days to the Democratic primary debate. One thing just jumped out at me during that debate, and that was when Mandela Barnes made the statement that the establishment was, I hate to use the word, but they were rigging the primary. Then 2 days later, it came out that the establishment, the Democratic Party of Wisconsin, just a year ago had been investigating Mandela Barnes for supposedly, and again, I want to make sure I use the correct reference, that he used his position within the party to have sexual relations with young adult women. Now, do you think it was a coincidence that story broke after he made the comment about the establishment rigging the election?
You know, Libby, it's very traditional in politics, not just in Wisconsin politics, that every candidate comes under scrutiny. And often the scrutiny comes from their opponents. This is known as opposition research. Let's find some dirt on the person we're running against. And I think some of the stories that have come out in the last month or so, whether it's the Dirt McGurk Twitter account, the phony poll that supposedly said that Tiffany wanted to run against Francesca Hong, all those things are sort of part of normal politics. And it's also part of normal politics that people are human and people make mistakes and people are sometimes look bad in terms of their behavior. So I guess what I'd say is that when Mandela Barnes, during the debate, attacked Crowley, County Exec Crowley, for being part of the establishment, I think maybe the more correct word would be sort of moderate liberal. In other words, the Democratic Party, I think, has two silos. It has the socialist silo, the Francesca Hong silo, and it has the sort of moderate liberal mainstream Democratic silo. And the reason why the race looked so confusing is because essentially Francesca Hong had her lane all to herself, and then the four other candidates were all fighting with each other to get their lane, to win in their lane. And that's why I think Mandela Barnes attacked David Crowley. Whether there was a coincidence or not in terms of what came out in the newspapers, who knows?
But do you think that was enough reason for him to back out after, I believe Barnes' signal. So if he is dating adult young women, even if they're younger than he is that a real reason for him to back out of this primary?
I don't think so. And now I may be wrong and history might show me wrong, but when he dropped out, it was when the updated poll came out, a week after the initial poll. And the updated poll showed where he was standing in terms of, I'm talking about Mandela Barnes. And he was in the mid-teens. And he had been in the mid-teens for the better part of the year. And what it showed him is that in just 1 week interval of two polls, and these are very good polls, that she gained 12 points and he didn't get anything. He was just sort of static. And I think he read the second poll and he said, whatever I'm doing isn't working. and sort of what's the point of staying in the race? I know I'm not going to win. And rather go out on my own volition as opposed to be dragged out on primary day.
Yeah, but why take him out like that? I mean, it seems like if they knew he was going to withdraw because of that poll, why did whomever was responsible say we're going to embarrass him at the same time?
Well, the newspaper coverage says that they had been investigating it. They had gotten a tip or a leak or something like that, and that two reporters
This is
were
the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Yeah, the Milwaukee. Thank you. And that they were investigating it, and that it was either the day he dropped out or the day before he dropped out. They contacted him and say, "We're investigating this, and we're going to be wanting a comment from you." And then within hours of that, he dropped out. So I think, Libby, you're right in suggesting there's a scenario that linked those two things. But looking at it from a political perspective, an electoral perspective, he made the right decision to drop out.
Will this affect his political future? He's still a young man. He's only, 39?
I'm not sure. You know, when he got into this race, it was after 4 years earlier in the U.S. Senate race, he had come within just a hair's breadth of winning a U.S. Senate seat. And so some people looked at that record that he had and said, this is a strong guy. He's got name recognition. He knows how to raise money. He knows how to debate. It's understandable why he's jumping in this race. But, you know, there's always a but in political rhetoric. But on the other hand, there were people who said, this guy lost a race that he could have won. Why would we think that he'd do better this time? And so I think there was always this undercurrent about a yin and yang. He was strong 4 years ago, but not strong enough. Is he a loser? Is he not a loser?
And that is a portion of our sit-down podcast with UWM Professor Mordecai Lee. We did this on Friday, and he's got a lot more insight. Now, podcast, J-Talk and Text Line, you can watch the entire video. There's a lot more to it. And as a matter of fact, we're going to play another segment coming up in just a couple minutes on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. It's 9:15 and 68 degrees.
It's a summer of big wins with WinFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Just play with your Potawatomi Rewards card for entries and your chance to win cash and reward play all summer long. Then keep the excitement going because all your monthly drawing entries roll over into the WinFest final drawings on September 25th, where you could win cars, dream vacations, free play, and cash. Don't miss out on WinFest, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
I'll tell you something. If you are in a position where you say, this house is getting to be too much for me, can't do the stairs, getting tired of all the lawn work, or maybe you just want to scale down a little bit, you know, that move late in life can be overwhelming. But thankfully, my friends at Bruce's team are here to make it simple, respectful, and worry-free for you. Now, you know, they have over 47 years of senior-focused real estate expertise, and they've sold over 3,000 homes right here locally. Bruce's team specializes in guiding seniors through smooth, stress-free transitions, and they work directly with you. I mean, whether or not you are thinking about downsizing and you're wondering, what do I do with all this stuff? How do I get started? I don't have a plan. They will sit down with you and help you out. Not all realtors will do that, but they will at Bruce's team. And you know what? They are so good at it. They are the winner of the 2024 Better Business Bureau Ethics Award. Plus, Bruce's team provides everything we're talking about. They'll even, you know, if you got to fix up that house, maybe you got some electrical issues, plumbing issues, or, you know, whatever, they're going to refer you to reliable contractors and help you get the house in order so you are going to get the most money for that home where you have lived so long. They handle all those details, and you will receive top value quickly and with ease. They make it so easy for you. It's Bruce's team, and if you want more information, give them a call, 262-242-6177 or 262, one more time, 242-6177, or just visit them at brucesteam.com and do it today.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Now that Ladies Van, Mandela Barnes is out of the race, it's 4 people running, and things are changing. Literally, it seems like on an hourly basis. Well, UWM Professor Mordecai Lee breaks down what he thinks is going to happen next. This is going to be a 2-person race. It's going to be Hong Crawley. Who gets Barnes' votes?
We can discuss it in terms of she's far left and Crowley is medium left. Is sort of a
He's moderate.
Moderate
Yeah.
left, moderate Democrat. In that respect, we might think that Barnes's people will go to Hong, but most of them will go to Crowley. I think there's also another possible interpretation. Hong is Madison. Crowley is Milwaukee. When you see the blue-red maps of how counties vote in Wisconsin, you see all this red of up north, and you see 2 little squares that are blue. One is Dane County and one is Milwaukee County. So it's possible that the race over the final week before the primary election is going to have a certain geographical appeal that people from southeast Wisconsin, the media market that Crowley's very well known in, will say, well, if it's down to the 2 of them, I'll go with the candidate I'm more familiar with. And the Madisonians will say the same thing. I think that Crowley might be gaining in the polls, but I'm not sure he can come from 7% to like 40%. He's way behind. The second poll tried to capture what Governor Evers' endorsement did, what the support for Crowley was. And it was a pretty blurry picture. At that point, I think Crowley had 7% or something like that. And Governor Evers' endorsement had not seemed to have much impact. But it's possible that that will sort of congeal over this final week, and that he might pop up and really make this a competitive race.
Well, obviously, he's getting the support of a lot of labor unions, and I think Gwen Moore just endorsed him. Is that going to be enough for Crowley?
I've learned never to predict the Wisconsin voter. And I think this is that much more difficult because we're talking about a primary. You know, when you and I talk about general elections in November, whether it's for governor or it's for president, we have a sense of the Wisconsin electorate. We know that about 75%, 80% of all registered voters are going to vote. In other words, it's really a known quantity for us to try to estimate and try to speculate about. But when we're talking about the August 11th primary, we're talking about a turnout that might be 25% of registered voters, less than half of the people who vote in November, might be a third of the number of people who vote in November. And because of that, I think it's such a moving target and an unpredictable target that even though Charles Franklin, who is a fabulous pollster, tries his best and did an excellent job of trying to track the primary results, even with all that good effort, it's very possible that we're going to be seeing turnouts that do not reflect the predictions, that might be lower than 25%, might be higher than 25%.
That's a very good point, because I was wondering if you think voter turnout will be affected by the fact that this has been, as we said before, chaotic. It's been messy. It's a debacle in some circles. Think about it. You have 2 former lieutenant governors who were in the race, and it came out that one of them was unaware that her campaign manager was doing something financially that we still don't understand, but there wasn't the money that she thought there was. You have this situation with Mandela Barnes dropping out less than 2 weeks before the election with, again, messy implications about his personal life. Are there going to be voters who are going to say, I don't even want to deal with this. I'm totally disillusioned. I'm not even going to vote this time around. And how will that affect the turnout and the primary.
I think we sort of need to think about the electorate as being almost like a marble cake. You know, this swirling around of different opinions and different attitudes and different expectations. And so what you just described, Libby, is, I'm sure, describing some of the electorate. Maybe some of them were planning to vote in the primary. Maybe some of them weren't. Maybe some of them are really unhappy about the developments in the last 2 weeks. Maybe some of them aren't. But as a general rule, if you look at national polling and Wisconsin polling, Democratic voters have been more excited and enthusiastic about this year's elections than Republicans. And it's sort of understandable. You know, President Trump's approval rating is, as they say, underwater. He's been doing things that are unpopular. Every time people fill up their gas tank, they're reminded of what they consider to be his fault. Whether that's true or not, you know, we can argue about that. It could be that you're right, Libby, that some people are, in a sense, dropping out. But at the same time, within that marble cake swirl, there are voters who are very enthusiastic, very eager to vote, to express their unhappiness with the status quo. And now the question becomes, has Hong tapped into that exclusively? Are people really excited to vote for her? And has Crowley somehow failed, notwithstanding the governor's endorsement, to tap into the same discontent?
Well, I think a lot of people were expecting Francesca Hong at the debate to present herself as a radical. But she actually came out very moderate, very likable to a television audience. How will that affect her getting the vote out of the WOW soccer moms? Because again, it comes back to this part of the state. You've got a lot of women in those traditional Republican counties that are turning more to the Democratic side of politics. Will they turn out for Hong?
If my speculation about this sort of disgruntlement is correct, then I think they'll turn out for Hong to express that. But, you're always hearing the buts from me, but some of them will say, I've been voting a little bit Democratic in the last couple of years. I used to always vote Republican. Now I'm sometimes voting Democratic. Are they going to say that she's just a bridge too far? In other words, they'll say, I'm comfortable voting in a Democratic primary, but I'm not sure I want to vote for a socialist. Maybe I should go with the establishment candidate, County Exec Crowley.
Wisconsin's never had a female governor. Is that going to hurt her at the polls? Or again, are there going to be some women who say, you know what, it's time to put a woman in office?
You know, I would love to talk to that woman. I don't, if that came out.
You don't think that woman exists?
No, I do. And I didn't mean it as a sarcastic comment. I'd love to hear her line of thinking. She's a moderate voter. Sometimes she's okay voting for Democrats. She usually is sort of conservative economically and usually votes Republican, always voted for Scott Walker. Does she say to herself, it's our time. It's time for a woman governor. I'm voting for Francesca Hong, and to heck with her being a socialist. Or does that all of a sudden come to a full stop? Oh, I wish she wasn't a socialist, and I'm really uncomfortable, and I guess I'll have to vote for Crowley.
Or does she vote for Kelda Royce?
You know, the big surprise of this campaign, I'm really glad you're mentioning State Senator Royce, is that for some reason she didn't catch on.
Yeah, why was that?
You know, sometimes in politics, it's good luck, it's bad luck, being in the right place at the right time or being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think she could have caught on if it hadn't been for the Francesca Hong phenomenon. Because otherwise, I think that she, and of course the lieutenant governor dropping out, Sarah Rodriguez. So now, in retrospect, Kelda Royce could have emerged as the candidate that appeals to moderate women. That
I don't know anybody who has better insight into Wisconsin politics than UWM political science professor Mordecai Lee. I really respect his opinion. He's been doing this a long time, and he knows that Democratic Party in and out. And our podcast, there's a lot more to it. So if you want to watch it, all you have to do is text the word Lee, L-E-E, to the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. You can watch the entire podcast with Professor Mordecai Lee and do it on your own time. I mean, and there's a lot more than we talked about today. It's 9:27 on WTMJ.
So I was at a family get-together, and my aunt and I were putting the finishing touches on dinner. And she said, "Honey, could you grab the dressing out of the fridge?" Well, when I opened the refrigerator door, I noticed something. And I said, "Aunt, it looks like a shelf in there is missing. What happened?" And she replied, "Oh, your uncle tipped a wine bottle in there, and one of the glass shelves shattered. And I'm certainly not going to buy a new fridge because of that." And I said, "Well, Aunt, you know my business solves problems like that. Just give me the dimensions of the glass, and we'll have it replaced, and the shelf will be good as new." And she said, "I never thought of that." And that's what made me think of letting you know that if you have any kind of problem with glass, if you come see us, there's a pretty good chance we can solve it. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Hey baseball fans, when the game's over, keep the fun of the season going at the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort on beautiful Delavan Lake. Trade the bleachers for the shoreline and the always-on-the-go schedule for total lakeside relaxation. Celebrate your own MVP moments with waterfront dining, golf, relaxing spa escapes, and family fun all season long. Just a short drive from Milwaukee, it's your home run getaway. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com and come find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
9:29 on WTMJ. And there's one more thing that I asked Mordecai Lee about, and that's all those votes, all those people already voted based on the assumption that other people were still in the race. And right after the news with Isaiah, we're going to play that for you. It's a real quick bite, but you'll find it interesting. We do have Isaiah Spencer here in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. And Isaiah, tell us about these 3 bodies that were discovered, and, do they know what happened?
Yeah, so 3 people were found dead inside a home in the village of Winneconne Friday evening. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to a welfare check on Division Street and found the 3 people dead inside the home. Investigators say the deaths appear to be an isolated incident and there is no threat to the public. The investigation remains ongoing. Milwaukee's former city attorney is found guilty of misconduct. Tierman Spencer was accused of directing his staff to help him and a property owner avoid paying thousands of dollars in fees, repairs, and permits on a property he used to store cars. A jury found Spencer guilty of misconduct in public office, but not guilty of a misdemeanor of obstruction. He could face up to 4 years in prison when he's sentenced in September. Spencer is also charged with money laundering and receiving stolen property in a separate case. Mukwonago police are searching for whoever shot and damaged the street sensor and solar panel. Investigators say the damage happened sometime in July near Sugden and Bula roads. Police believe it may be connected to an anti-flock camera movement, even though the town of Mukwonago says it does not use flock cameras. The investigation remains ongoing. Taking a look at the roads through our WTMJ time saver traffic, looking smooth across the entire region. No major incidents to report. Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 74. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 62. And tomorrow, Monday, mostly sunny with the high of 77. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 70 degrees. I'm Isaiah Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 9:31.
When you're out there driving around, do you think about flock cameras?
No.
I don't either.
I've never thought about it, actually.
Yeah, but they're everywhere now, aren't they?
They're all sneaking,
But really, cameras. You know what? That is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Think about it. If you are in a car accident and everybody wants to say, not my fault, my fault. I didn't know I was going to turn that way. I didn't know there was a stop sign there. At least they've got the flock cameras that you can go back and get it straightened out.
Yeah,
I'm kind of a fan.
I don't mind them. It's just we've seen some cases though recently where they're misused by some officers. unfortunately.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah.
I those
see
things.
Why. Yeah.
Oh.
I see why people push back.
Yeah, the
on
kind
it,
of stalking.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's within a department. They got to keep their
Yeah, you
people
gotta-
in line. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, okay, Nazir. You'll be back here at 10 o'clock. It's 9:32 at WTMJ. Coming up, just one more little summit. And Nazir, you'll find this interesting, too. Because, all those votes that are still sitting out there?
Yeah.
Nobody knows who they voted for. Because
Right.
there was still, There was still Missy Hughes in the race. There was Sarah Rodriguez in the race.
Yep.
There's Mandela Barnes. Am I leaving anybody out?
I think that's. I
Yeah,
think that might
okay.
be it,
Yeah, half the people that were in there
Yeah.
are now gone.
Yeah.
So if you already voted, like if you were a good citizen, you said, I'm going to get my vote in now. Well, those votes are going to count.
Yeah.
And I asked Professor Mordecai Lee how that's going to impact vote totals on election night.
Interested.
Yes, coming up next, right here on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyoulivematters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyoulivematters.org.
You know what scared Kathy more than surgery? Giving up her active life, turning down opportunities to do the things she loves.
I found myself saying, no, I don't want to do that because of pain. It was really limiting my activities in every way.
And then came the diagnosis.
You need 2 full knee replacements. I don't have time for a double knee replacement, and I don't like pain. So no.
But that's not how her story ends. She tried something different, QC Kinetics. It was cutting edge, but natural and much easier on her body, with thousands of patient success stories.
I went to QC Kinetics. Within a couple of weeks, I was absolutely pain-free, no pain. I feel fantastic. Too much life to live, and I want to stay in motion as long as I possibly can.
Don't let pain decide what you say yes or no to. Live your best life. They'll make sure of it at QC Kinetics, starting with a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 17 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. That's bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the final half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. Well, if you were here with us in the last half hour, took a lot of segments out of the new podcast. If you watched last week's podcast, it's different this week because a lot of things have changed with the Democratic primary in just less than 7 days. Anyway, one last thing that I talked to Professor Lee about, and I think you're going to find this interesting. A week from Tuesday, people are going to go to the polls. But we have those mail-in ballots that now are going to be counted. A lot of them were Democrats, a lot were Republicans as well. But many of those people voted while Sarah Rodriguez was still in the race, while Mandela Barnes was still in the race, and some of them even when they thought that David Crowley was out of the race on election night. What effect will those ballots have on the outcome of this primary?
There might be Missy Hughes votes out there that got caught. This is a difficult circumstance that I'm sure that a lot of people wish they hadn't voted early or that they hadn't mailed it in early right away. And maybe what they'll take from that is when there are big, messy primaries, even after the Election Commission decides who's on the ballot, maybe some Wisconsinites will take from exactly what you described, the lesson of not to vote too early.
Professor Mordecai Lee from UWN's Political Science Department is amazing. There is so much more to that podcast. If you want to watch the entire podcast. All you have to do is text the word Lee, that's L-E-E, to the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. We will send you a link to that entire podcast. And again, even if you watched last week's podcast, this is a whole new one. So look for it and text the word Lee to our Siding Unlimited talk and text line. All right, coming up next, and I'm so jealous of Debbie Lazaga. She got to meet the Clydesdale horses that are going to be at the State Fair, and she's going to tell you all about it after this.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. You've heard me talking about our incredible Croatia and Slovenia adventure in fall of 2027. I knew it'd be popular, but even I was surprised when it sold out so fast. The good news, there's still an opportunity to experience the same custom itinerary created for WTMJ listeners by my favorite travel company, Colette. I won't be on the departure, but it's an unforgettable itinerary, a 7-night cruise on a chartered small ship, fairy tale cities, picture-perfect islands, the Adriatic and Dalmatian coast. It's incredible. Cobblestone streets, crystal waters. Colette handles all the details, flights, meals, hotels, local experiences, a full-time guide with you from start to finish. There are only 18 cabins on the ship. Makes it special, but space is limited. Text Croatia to 855-616-1620 for all the info, including pricing.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
CROATIA to 855-616-1620. Croatia 2027.
Well, they've been a staple of American culture since the repeal of Prohibition way back in 1933. But behind the iconic red wagon and those brass harnesses live a massive, round-the-clock operation. Debbie Lazaga went behind the scenes with the Budweiser Clydesdales to find out what it really takes to keep 10 2,000-pound legends on the road.
When a celebrity rolls into town, usually there's a stretch limo, a security detail, maybe a quiet back entrance to dodge the crowds. But when your celebrity stands 6 feet tall at the shoulder, weighs over a ton, and travels with 9 of his closest friends, well, logistics get a little tricky.
I think a lot of times people don't realize that we load them up on semis. So, although the horses are big, the trucks are even bigger. So finding space to park the trucks, that's something that we run into.
That's Megan Arnold. She actually drives the rigs and handles the famous Budweiser Clydesdales. Her team spends 300 days a year on the road, hauling 10 Clydesdales across the country in massive semi-trailers.
One of them holds 4 horses in our portable stalls that we've set up here at the fair. The next truck holds 6 horses, and then the third truck carries the harness and the wagon.
Mind you, before those truck doors ever open in a new city, someone has to scout the route first. Because navigating tight city streets when you're hauling an original 1903 Studebaker wagon, well, there's zero room for error.
When we do come to town, one person always goes and does what we call a show preview, just to make sure that we can fit in the places that they want us to go with the trucks and with the wagon.
Once the trucks are parked and the ramps come down, the real work starts. Getting 8 giant Clydesdales parade ready takes time and a lot of elbow grease.
When we get to the show, we'll unload them one by one, bring them up to what we call a prep station. So that's where we brush them off, comb out their feathers, make sure their noses are cleaned, Then they'll move up to the truck where we'll start to harness them. So 2 people will throw harness on them.
It's a routine that stretches all the way back to 1933, right at the end of Prohibition. But Megan says all those highway miles and early mornings, well, they pay off the second the team steps out in front of a crowd.
I think anytime we hook them to the wagon, that's my favorite part, sharing the hitch with the public. There's a lot of history and heritage there, and I think it's really special to be a part of, and it's a cool job.
And despite their sheer size, Megan says these gentle giant celebrities seem to know when to dial it back, especially when someone needs a gentle touch.
If you have a person in a wheelchair that comes up and wants to pet a horse, typically they do lower their head and actually get closer to them, which I think is really special that they can recognize that situation.
Proving that moving 10 one-ton icons takes more than just big trucks and long routes. It takes a little heart, too. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Oh, and Debbie shares a picture, if you're watching us on YouTube or on Facebook, with 9-year-old gelding Patriot. And what a beautiful face. Jazz, you said you've never seen the Clydesdales, right?
I might have. I've gone to plenty of Cardinal games in St. Louis as a kid, so I've probably seen them. But there's horses all over that city.
So I worked in Illinois for quite a while, and I was doing a live broadcast from one of the fairs. And if you notice, I wear small headpieces. I don't wear the great big cans, as they call them. So I had one of the smaller pieces in my ear, and I'm doing my live broadcast, and I'm talking to the trainer or the handler, I guess, of some of the Clydesdales, and one of them was next to me. And these are massive horses. I mean, they really are. They're huge. And all of a sudden, I felt something cold and wet in my ear. And the Clydesdale had removed my earpiece and had it in its mouth. And just as a reaction, I just reached in and into a Clydesdale's mouth and took it out and said, no, don't do that. They are great. If you've never seen them, you got to go at least one time and take the kids or the grandkids. They're going to love the Clydesdales, and they're going to be at the Wisconsin State Fair.
And are they bigger than the police horses?
Oh, they're draft horses. There's a difference between horses that you see in other places and these draft horses. They're massive. They're beautiful. And I just wanted to hug him. It's 9:44 on WTMJ. Hey, Tori Lowe, our investigative reporter, has a story about a teenage girl and a Lyft driver. You don't want to miss this. It's coming up next on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
See every smile, every milestone, every moment that matters most. From the moment you walk into Shopko Optical, you'll feel welcomed, valued, and genuinely cared for. The team at Shopko Optical takes time to understand your concerns, explain your options, and answer questions so you feel confident in your care. Whether you're due for a comprehensive eye exam or looking for the right eyewear, they're here to support your vision and eye health every step of the way. Create your personalized eye care plan. Visit shopko.com today.
Save big on auto accessories at Menards. We have what you need to keep your vehicle looking like new. Give your car the care it needs with Max Power Car Wash from Turtle Wax. The more you use, the stronger the cleaning power becomes, allowing you to effectively remove dirt, grime, and more. Save big on Turtle Wax products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Next stop, the City of Angels, where the crew is looking to raise a little hell.
Abner always capable of rolling up a double play. The pitch, ground ball, second base. Terang, Fields, flips to Pratt for one. On to first in time. Ask and ye shall receive.
The Brewers head to L.A. to take on the Angels. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 1:40. Don't miss a pitch on the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
A Milwaukee family is looking for answers after their 17-year-old daughter alleges a Lyft driver forced his tongue into the teen's mouth. Here's WTMJ's Tori Lowe.
I was like, no, I'm not going to kiss you. No. And then he with his arm that was around me, he just kept pulling me and he started kissing on my cheek and stuff like that.
A Milwaukee father watched his phone as the Lyft app showed his daughter's ride was complete. But 17-year-old Tashanti walked through the door.
It said 2 minutes away to a drop off. So I'm like, okay. So I'm waiting 2 minutes to pass. And I'm like, she still haven't came in the house. So I'm just looking like it said it dropped her off. So 5 minutes to pass, 10 minutes pass. She's still in walking the house. So I decided to go outside and look for her. And she was nowhere to be found.
Tashanti says the driver, listed on Lyft as Julian Daza, passed her father's house, ended the ride to kill GPS tracking, and wouldn't unlock the doors.
He was like, we could sit and talk for a minute. And I was like, no, it's okay. I have to go to work. Like, can you just drop me off? Just keep going. Don't end it. And he ended it, and he parked the car.
Tashanti said she told the driver she was 17 years old. She says he told her age is nothing but a number.
He was like, oh, basically saying like age, that's nothing but a number, and that's okay.
17-year-old Tashanti goes on to say the driver offered her $50 a week and forced his tongue into her mouth.
He was kissing me on my cheek and stuff like that. And then when he turned my face, he was kissing on my lips, but I had my mouth closed. And when I had said stop and I tried to back up, that's when my mouth had opened when I was trying to talk. And he had started trying to stick his tongue in my mouth.
After pleading with the Lyft driver to drop her off, the driver had concerns about her father.
He kept saying, well, no, because what are you going to tell your dad? What are you going to tell your dad? And I was like, I don't know, just drop me off. And it was like he wasn't trying to drop me off because he kept asking what was I going to tell my dad, basically.
Father Eric Grant says about an hour later, his daughter showed up.
At this time, Mom had pulled up and everything. I called Mom and she pulled up. We trying to look for her. She came walking up the street, all scared and, crying, shooken up.
The family called Milwaukee police. Mother Tiffany Kendall says officers say kissing is not an assault.
One of the police officers pulled me to the side to tell me that this is not a case. Technically, kissing is not an assault.
The father says he received a call from a Lyft help agent and was told the driver is no longer with the company. MPD is investigating and has taken DNA samples from the teen. Eric Grant now has a message for anyone using Lyft.
You go off your best judgment. If they look creepy, cancel that ride, send somebody else. And actually, I prefer really, if you have a daughter out here, actually look for a female driver.
Tori Lowe, WTMJ News.
Creepy is an understatement. That poor girl. What an experience. 9:50 on WTMJ. And of course, that is WTMJ's investigative reporter, Tori Lowe.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wicker, Chief Homebuyer Helper with Wisconsin's own Accunet Mortgage. Nicer homes are still getting multiple offers over asking, and there's only one winner per listing. I want to help you be that winner, which is why I just increased the Rock Solid Pre-Approval Guarantee to $10,000. It's all about getting the seller to pick your offer over the others. So Accunet is now guaranteeing in writing to pay the seller 10,000 American bucks if we can't make good on the terms of your fully verified Rock Solid Pre-Approval. Banks don't do that. We're willing to stand behind our work and stand behind you with a $10,000 guarantee that sellers will definitely notice. Maybe you've been writing offers and losing, which feels terrible, or maybe you're just starting out. Either way, don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval and let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Give the seller 10,000 reasons to say yes to your offer with Accunet's new $10,000 Rock Solid Seller Guarantee. Get started with yours today at accunet.com.
Struggling to provide for your family is a real thing, like having to choose between feeding them a warm meal or paying the utility bill. These are the choices many Milwaukee residents are faced with, which is why they turn to St. Vincent de Paul Society's meal program for help. Our meal program has been a consistent resource for those in need for over 42 years. Nutritious meals, warm showers, and clean clothes, all in a safe, family-friendly environment. Our mission is clear, and that's to help you break the cycle of poverty by connecting you with life-changing community and educational resources. Last year, we provided $2.2 million in goods and services, plus 57,000 warm meals. If you or anyone you know needs a warm evening meal, you can find us at Harambe Kitchen 5 nights a week on the northeast side of Milwaukee in the basement of All People's Church. And at Crossroads Kitchen on the south side of Milwaukee 6 nights a week on 9th and Madison. As always, we're grateful for community members and volunteers who help us help you. To learn more, visit svdpmilw.org.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Some days you watch the game. On WTMJ Day, you live it.
Back at the track.
Fire up the grill and join the WTMJ team on August 29th for We Watch the Crew deliver the highlights.
We are all witnesses.
WTMJ Day is sponsored by Big Fish Contracting, Woodman's, and Leff's Lucky Town.
Would you like fries with that?
We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to this Sunday Sip. I am Sandy Max, and I'm excited to share what is truly special and fun about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities. We're talking about a new kind of active adult living in Lake Country. One with walking trails, a supper club, a pub, a game room, pickleball, a kayak launch. It's even golf cart friendly on the campus. And Rachel Wiesner from Three Pillars is here to tell us about the fields at Three Pillars. And Rachel, first of all, you have a great job title. You're Executive Director of Hospitality. That sounds fun.
It is fun. It's such a fun role. And yes, when I describe my role as I'm the Executive Director of Hospitality, I'm nice. We have fun. This is it's the best position ever.
Hostess with the mostest. What does hospitality mean at Three Pillars?
Hospitality means meeting people where they're at and making sure we nourish and nurture them in any way we can.
What's an example? That sounds wonderful.
What is an example? Oh my gosh. So the thing I'm most passionate about is food and beverage, right? Getting together, joining people at the table, bringing people in and being able to host, right? That part of wellness and the experience to invite people into this exciting project that we've been working on for a number of years, that's hospitality to me. It's taking care of people.
You're the hostess with the mostest with food and beverage, but tell us what the fields at Three Pillars, what it is, and are there any units left?
Well, let's start with a fun fact that we are, and I'm proud to say, completely sold out.
Wow.
110 living opportunities have been sold. There's a few dozen loft apartments in each one of the east and west lofts. Those are all sold out. And I'm excited to also say that we are currently moving in the 4th zone to the fields. So we can get on the waiting list. There's still opportunity for folks to move and things like that and change minds and have life things happen. But we are sold out. The fields really is a unique element to senior living, not only in southeastern Wisconsin, but really in our region. The opportunity to have residents thrive, whether it be at the pickleball courts or joining folks for a jewelry making lesson or painting or pottery at the Creator Studio, we really have provided a backdrop for folks to thrive.
And that's anywhere on campus. You don't just have to live at the fields to take part in all of these fun activities.
That is 100% true. I'm so excited to open up the fields because it really, like you said, I mean, it is accessible to staff members, to residents, to families and friends. It's going to be great.
I was lucky enough to be at the groundbreaking and then the ribbon cutting last year. And there are garden homes, courtyard homes, loft apartments. You know, it's not really what you think of when you think about a senior living community, but Three Pillars really is special. And how would you describe the fields and the lifestyle that you're creating there?
What I really enjoy is the fact that residents will, shoot me an email or give me a call and say, hey, you know what? I really want to be a part of the library or the creator studio, and their involvement and feedback and that collaboration with residents that have chosen to live in our community but thrive. You know, I've got some folks who were teachers their entire lives. I've got an artist. We've got folks who are literature buffs. So that kind of resident, that kind of interest is just going to bring color to all of the amenities that we have. And we couldn't do it without the residents and their expertise, their interest. And I mean, and somebody can be new to pottery, right? That's the great thing is life is just getting started at Three Pillars. So if you've never, sat at a potter's wheel before, guess what? You're going to be able to now. So that's a fun opportunity.
Or play bags. And I know the tournament.
Or play bags. Learn pickleball.
I love meeting the residents there. Everyone's so neighborly and conversation is so easy. And it's not just creativity, but like you said, it's all sorts of social activities. But paint the picture, Rachel. If someone wakes up at the Fields on a beautiful lake country morning, what could their day look like?
For me, if I was a resident at the Fields, my day would start at sunrise and I would head down to the Carriage House. What I would get at the Carriage House is probably a vanilla latte and potentially a Greeby's cruller, right? I'm going to start my day with a little bit of breakfast, sit outside and maybe watch folks play pickleball or kayak down the Bark River. For lunch, I'll probably go and meet some friends, maybe across the way at Village on the Square. And in the afternoon, I may take a yoga class at the Well Fitness and maybe take a kayak ride. Who knows? And then supper will most definitely begin with a cocktail at the 1905 pub and probably a seafood entree at the Edgerton Club. Maybe a little bit of gardening thrown in there too.
What has been one of the most surprising reactions from one of the residents to the amenities?
That there are so many.
Yeah.
That we have rounded out the opportunity not only to bring, a lifetime worth of experience and passion, but for folks, like I mentioned earlier, for folks to be introduced to something new. That's what surprises folks is that, oh my gosh, you really did build it. Yes, we did.
And it's stimulating. And there's also, didn't even mention the dog park and a rooftop terrace.
Right. I mean, exactly that Starlight Terrace is just other than the water tower, it's the highest view of Dousman, and it's breathtaking.
Rachel, thank you so much for truly enlightening us about what is special at Three Pillars and the Fields at Three Pillars. And if you are 55 plus or you have somebody in your family thinking about that next chapter, add the Fields at Three Pillars to your list to browse today, especially if the dream is less maintenance, more connection, and a beautiful Lake Country campus to call home. 3pillars.org is the website, or you can connect with someone on the wonderful Three Pillars team at 262-965-7022.
And yes, please express interest. We can always add your name to the waiting list. It's just a fun place to work and especially live.
Rachel Wiesner, Executive Director of Hospitality, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Stick around for Nizer in the News. Then it's Graffiti with WTMJ Outdoors. I'm back at 11 with Marquette psychology professor Dr. Ali Kriofsky. We're going to find out, Dr. Ali Kriofsky-Manella. We're going to find out if you are a wise old woman or a crazy old lady. Don't want to miss it. It's all I had on WTMJ. And remember, text the word lead to the WTMJ Sighting Unlimited talk and text line so you can watch that entire podcast with UWM political science professor Mordecai Lee. I'm Libby Collins.
Just do it.